Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Abomination Goddess podcast. With me today, as always, I have Casie Halseth. She is the author of Abomination Born. It is a fictional portrayal of her real life experiences with the mystical realms. Her action packed book is full of lessons, insights, and calls for other Abomination Born folks in the world to just start connecting, which is what we do on our podcast. We want all of the outcasts here with us. She is an award winning public speaker. And I think that you'll find by watching this podcast and reading her books that she just effortlessly draws her audience into her world, both in her book and on her stage. So, welcome, Casie. We are happy to have you with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
My name is Ashley Kim. I am the author of Villainera Goddess. It is a book that I wrote to help women on their journey to set boundaries, build confidence, and to heal themselves. It is a very honest and open look at what I went through and the tools that I used to survive my villain era. I went through my journey alone, and so I wrote this book so you wouldn't have to go alone. And I will be riding this crazy roller coaster with you. Awesome. Yay. And then we are so freaking excited. Our special guest today is Juli Couch. She is from the Spiritual Speakeasy Podcast, and that is on the Supernatural Inc. LLC YouTube channel. So look it up. She opens her audiences up to the realms of metaphysical, spiritual, and paranormal thoughts, influences, and stories. Or as she says, where the bar is always open and all the spirits are always served. So welcome, Juli. We are
Thank
so
you.
excited. We have been talking about this for a while. Well, Casie and I have. We're so stoked about it. So
Yay.
I'm
Thanks for
excited to
coming.
be here.
awesome. Okay. So we always start the podcast with our show and tell for the week. So I am going to go ahead and share my screen real quick. Let's see here what we got. And Casie, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
No, I'll go first. That'd be fine.
Okay.
We can look at my rock.
Yep. The picture of your rock, right?
Yep.
Okay.
This, you can't really tell too much by the color, but this is pink granite.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been so attracted to granite lately. And I didn't know why I was so attracted to granite lately. And granite helps a person to see the big picture rather than, getting lost in one of the books said that getting lost in the puddle. It helps you to see the big picture of things. And then I went into deeper things and I found out that granite is, it's called pragmagnetic. And pragmagnetic means that it has loose electrons in it. This is the one that talks just a little bit about the fact that it's pragmagnetic. It means that it has a couple loose electrons in it all the time. And that means, it says pink granite has the highest pragmagnetic resonance of all stones and creates immense energy. And what that means is that if you pass an electronic field, a magnetic field over it, there's a slight magnetic pull from the granite towards that field.
Oh, wow.
And and anything that has a loose electron, loose electrons that's in its makeup will do that. Some forms of copper will do that. Oxygen does that. Remember I told you before, water, hydrogen is, these things are kind of loose and friendly. Anyway, things that have loose electrons are what you call really friendly. they really, let's go. But it's not so strong. It's not a magnetic field that is so strong that it will permanently stay to something, but it will attract it. So this is why I kind of like it, because granite, especially pink granite, if you're putting your intention towards something that is really, really great, you're attracting that magnetic greatness. So the magnetic greatness is already out there. Let's say the light and love, you know how I'm always talking about light and love, is already out there, and it's pretty intense. Well, if you're at a low spot and you just need you need to grab onto something that's going to help attract you to that, your granites are going to do it, especially the pink one, but all the granites will do that. And so I'm just absolutely in love with this. And it holds, granite holds so many other stones in it as well. And so, you get a little bit of everything when you deal with granite. And you remember, what that place in California, that's granite, Mount Shasta. Mount Shasta is completely granite. And the
It
people are
is?
always seeing they're always seeing these, like UFOs, and they have all these mystical experiences. Well, it's because of the granite, because it has loose electrons within its makeup that are easily attracted to these different things. And so they can exchange.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I had no idea. Yeah, I have
Yeah, I
tons of
didn't either.
granite in my backyard. I need to go see. I think I have pink. Oh, yeah, yellow brown. That was another one. I just call it yellow. I don't know. I swear there's a blue one, but maybe that's a different stone, and white. But yeah, we just go to the some of the farmers in Iowa ruin their discs and everything else, and so they will let you just walk
Granite.
their fields and take the big rocks. So we have, yeah, lots of big
Oh,
granite
that's
rocks.
neat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in Minnesota where I grew up, it was the same thing. And remember, the granite came down with the glaciers. When the glaciers moved south, remember the reason why they moved south in the first place was because the water below the glaciers became slippery.
Hmm.
And it's a different kind of water. Once with all that pressure on it, it became a different kind of water, and from the melt underneath it, and it slid down, and so it dropped off all this granite from way far away. And
Yeah.
Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, we
Yep.
have the beautiful
All kinds.
soil, but we've got the granite.
Yeah. Yep, we do.
Interesting.
Lots of granite. That is so cool. And then here's a light like with lighting on it, the pink granite. I like this photo because
Ooh,
it is so pretty. I think
Yeah.
granite
pretty.
is gorgeous. And I didn't real like most things, I didn't realize how special it was. I took it for
Yeah.
granted.
Yeah.
Took the granite for granted. Um, that is so cool. And then these are the books that you used
Mhm.
in
Mhm.
those pictures. So Love is in the Earth.
Oh,
And
wonderful
is
book.
this the author, Melody?
Melody.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, neat.
That looks like
Yes,
yeah,
it
it
is
looks like a
neat.
really
It's
good
from the
book. And
90s.
the Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle. Oh,
That was
yeah.
why I picked the granite, is because I knew I needed something. I felt like I need something
Yeah.
I need help with something, and I don't know, so I always rely on something to help me out. And
Mhm.
the pink granite came up, and I thought, pink granite, why that? And then I looked it up and
Yeah.
like, oh my God.
Yep. And you got a
Nice.
nice little chunk here. Yeah, I love this. Ah, very cool. Did you have anything else in here?
That's it.
Okay. Awesome. I will run through mine real quick. I wanted to give a quick this is the book that I've been reading. So um Julie, just to give you an update, I am like doing my neurodivergent deep dive into a topic, and right now it's darkness and nighttime and things like that. So this is one of the books that I have been reading, and I have been really enjoying it. This lady works with a lot of researchers. This is, and I'm probably going to say it wrong, the Appalachian Mountains. I hear some people who say Appalachian, so I don't know how to say it, but anyway, that's where she lives, and so that's where most of this is. Most of her studies are through. But what I really liked was so there's a few sections that talk about artificial light, and so that's kind of like all of these books I'm reading talk a lot about artificial light and what that has done to us as a people. And so I did not know this. When there is no light in the air, the dark skies can kind of scrub itself clean of pollutions and things like that. Well, as soon as there's artificial light, same with sunlight, that isn't allowed to or that isn't allowed to clean anymore. And so we're literally, when we don't turn off our lights, not allowing our air to clean itself. I thought that was very interesting. Me, like, obviously, look into this yourself because I'm describing this as me, not like a researcher or a scientist. So there's a lot more big terms that go into it. But I thought this was fascinating, and it was something that I had no idea was even a thing. Um, so I highly recommend this book. I'm not done with it yet, and I'll keep sharing my, little things that I find as I go, but I just thought that was cool. The other thing that I've been doing, and I talk about this a lot, is I have not been pulling weeds in my yard, and I've been allowing them to grow until I can identify them. And so this is my way of just getting to basically know, like, Mother Nature native, like in my own backyard, because I think people go, they book retreats, they go out in nature, they do all these things, forgetting that they can also like curate that themselves into their own backyards, and me included. Like I didn't even think about that. So this was one of them that I let grow, and I found out that it is wild lettuce. And I didn't put the other screenshot on here, but I was cracking up. They also call it opium lettuce. And you could smoke it. Don't know if I'm going to try that day one, but maybe in the future, once I don't poison myself with a tea, I might go a little bit further with it. And then I just had to share two more things. The other thing that I've been doing is I'm obsessed with moss, and I haven't done it yet, but we got oh, what is it? um oh, that thick milk, like a cream, and you blend it with the moss and dirt, and then you can spread it over statues, and then the statues grow moss all over them. So I haven't made this
Oh.
yet, but I've been kind of harvesting this little thing of moss for a couple years now. The kids and I pet it before we walk in the house, and today there was a little snail on there. And so it was just so cute to see, like, who gets to live in this moss. I thought it was adorable.
It is.
Yeah, so cute. And then the last thing I wanted to share was my green drink that looks like something from the Ninja Turtles movie. What I did is I made a tea blend that I can put in my smoothies. And so it has jasmine tea, fennel, lavender, ginger, butterfly pea tea, turmeric. That might be it. And so I brewed it so that it would be like a really strong strength. And yeah, I've been putting this in my smoothies instead of water, and it has been really good. It has that like zing of ginger in it, but it has all the healthy good stuff for my tummy and my body and my brain. And so I just had to share my bright
That's a good
or very
idea.
bright pea.
That
Yeah,
is.
it
We
was
need the
nice.
recipe.
Yeah, yeah, I can post it after our podcast. So yeah, anyway, okay. That was all that I had. All right, Julie, it's your turn. Where do you want us to start?
Wherever you want.
Okay, should I just start at
Sure.
the front and go? Okay.
So my front has been a work in progress, and we are
Hmm.
landscaping and um, amongst many protection items I have in the front of my house. I've had my Mary for a really long time. I was initially initiated in voodoo, and I've left all my practices, but it's Mary's very special to me, and I had off to the side, you can see I have a white peony bush.
Hmm.
It's the only white one that bloomed, and it was supposed to be every other, but it's funny
Oh,
that it bloomed white right in front of her. She's in between the pink and the white. Um, so I love that picture. I love my ferns and my plants, and my
yes.
whole front area is plants.
Yeah, this is just gorgeous. And you
My
have an
Beautiful.
owl.
special area. I've got an owl, and then I've got a lizard and a sun. And then
Oh,
off to the side, the other side has bones and all various other things,
mhm.
but flowers and plants and little cherry tomatoes and all kinds of things around it.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I bet you just love seeing this every day, don't
I
you?
do. And we're getting ready. We've got a big, now there's no rock. We're actually getting ready to put in great big black rock. And the other side's already done, but this side's what we have left. And it keeps raining,
Yeah.
so we can't work with dirt.
Yep. That's how it
Yeah.
works,
It's a
huh?
mud
Yeah.
slide, not a dirt slide. So
Yep.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
this is gorgeous. I love this.
thank you. It brings me peace. It's my sense of peace as my front yard.
Yeah, I can see that just in this photo. Like you can
Yeah,
sense
me
that on
too.
there. Okay.
And this one's my husband. I had to put him in there because
Hey.
he's my rock, he's my grounder.
Mm-hmm.
He's everything to me. He's the one that keeps me sane and puts me on the shelf when I've lost my crap. And
Yep.
Yeah,
he's
he's a real sweetie.
put your
Yeah,
crazy on the shelf for now, and we can pull it back out later when we need to. But he's the one that takes care
exactly.
of all my plants and my gardens and everything. Because I'm the collector of pets and gardens, and then I don't take care of them.
Yeah. You need the curator after you collect, and that's
That's
his job.
right. Yeah, he is the curator of all my collections.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I love
that's my
that.
husband.
Oh, yay. Awesome. And who is this
This
gorgeous
is
thing?
Kenny Cat. His name is Ken Konecki. And although I have a 15-year-old cat who's laying here with me that's very special to me, This is the love of my life. He is a Maine Coon. He turns 2 in about a week and a half, and he is the most ornery a-hole I've ever met in my life, and at the same time, the most loving creature I've ever had.
Yeah.
Look at that
He is
pose.
He does.
gorgeous.
He poses for the camera. He's
He
quite
He's
knows.
royalty.
Yeah.
he is
Yeah.
royalty. He is.
Yeah.
I'm a Reiki master and do some shamanic work. And when I'm cleaning my clients, he comes and he will go after any energy that's released, or he sits at the head or the foot of the table underneath. He's always like right there, and he gets on top of me
Yeah.
after cleanings, and he cleans me, and he's
Aw.
just he
Like your
wakes.
little familiar.
Yep, he is. He wakes me up at 3 o'clock in the morning every morning with kissies and nug-nugs, and that's about the only time he's super nice.
Oh.
And
He
gets the
is
zoomies really
gorgeous.
bad after he poops. He zooms through the house, the refrigerator, tops of cabinets.
Oh, I
He-
love
he's
it. Oh,
he's my
his
little man,
personality sounds so good. Yeah.
Mr. Ken
Oh,
Kaneki, who
he
happens
is
to be the
gorgeous.
Tokyo Ghoul in anime that wipes out Japan every season. So,
Really?
yes, yeah,
Love
he's
it.
part ghoul, part human. I like this picture because people do not know who I am.
Hmm.
People think that I am this badass person who messes with people and does all of these things. And Casie and I have had this conversation. Am I good? Am I bad? Do I work with my left hand or my right hand? I will mess you up if you mess with my family. But in between,
A pussycat.
I'm a pussycat. My claws are drawn in most of the time. I am very peaceful. I believe in a great creator and architect. I like to think I follow Jesus's teachings as close as I can, Jesus and Buddha, although I have to work on myself all the time. I'm a work in progress.
Yeah. Aren't we all? Yeah.
Aren't we
I
all?
love
Make a
this.
lot of
Absolutely.
mistakes, but I have been called a lot of things in my career. Christian is not one of them. But people never stop and ask me what I believe. So they don't
Right.
really know what I believe in, and they don't know me. And the real me is fun and playful and
Yeah.
loving and
I
Yeah.
have a feeling that if they did stop to ask you, they would have to listen to your answer and then they would have to self-reflect, which they know they don't want to do. So,
Oh, that's
very
so
true.
true. That's true.
Very
yeah.
true. Very true. And you
No,
can
I
see
love it.
Sloth in the back. I don't know if you can see the
Yeah.
sloth. Yeah, that's Kenny's sloth. He drags that sloth around and kicks the crap out of it when he's mad. I didn't realize Sloth was in the background.
Yeah. I love it. He has his own stuffy.
He does.
Yeah,
He does.
And I liked this bunny photo too. It's so
I do
cute.
I
too.
still haven't taken it down. You know, it's my springtime Easter bunny photo, but for some reason it reminds me of me.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
My
for
husband says
sure.
that's your alter ego is the bunny. Like I'm always
Yep.
hopping. I'm not a squirrel. I'm a bunny. I'm always hopping around doing bunny stuff.
Yep. I love it. Oh, I love this. All right. And then,
This is the other side of my life. My husband and I, paranormal investigate. We're Raven's Eye Paranormal. And so this was actually this last weekend, we did what we call an Estes method, where you go under isolation, you put isolation headphones on, you have an ITC device, which is speaking words electronically that is supposed to be a communication from another dimension or world. And we went to a real hot spot, Arcadia Academy in Missouri, in Arcadia, Missouri, which was everything from a hospital to a Ursula nun convent for girls and a college for a while. And then it was also a Civil War hospital for both Union and Confederate soldiers. And so when you go there, it's an energy hotspot. And we hit a new area there that had not been gone into very much. And we had 2 people under the Estes method, and we both ended up talking together as going through kind of channeling the spirits. And it wasn't intense enough that the people that were monitoring and filming had to step in and end it.
oh,
Um,
wow.
so we were both disappointed. She's one of my best friends in the paranormal field. She's 15. Her name's Bella. Shout out to Bella.
Hey, Bella.
She's learning tremendously, and she's a great medium for 15. It was getting too intense for her.
Oh, really?
Oh, for
And
her.
so
Okay.
what are
So
the
it started
is
out, these were the words that answered questions, and we're unaware, and we've yet to go through the footage because we've got 4 people's footage we've got to go through. But these were answers to questions that were being whispered by someone else in the vicinity, but we're answering unaware of what the questions are.
Oh, got it. Okay.
And then this was
Mhm.
I ran a separate ITC box into headphones so no one could hear it. But I also was not attached to those headphones. They were in my case. And then I
Oh.
snapshotted it afterwards because I didn't want it to interfere with any of the questions asked and anybody listening to our own devices.
Hmm.
And so these were the answers that we
Wow.
it fits in so much with so many of the questions.
Really? Yeah. Oh, that is just fascinating.
So those words there, somebody said those words like skeletons,
That's what
tradition.
that was the ITC. So the ITC communicates supposedly for the spirit. So
Okay.
these are
I'm very
spirits that are
friendly, it said.
yeah, so
I've spent years here.
these are the spirits answering questions that we're being asked that we're unaware of.
Yeah,
I'm
because you
in
can't hear what
my
they're asking,
20s.
right?
We cannot hear. We're eyes are closed or blindfolded. We chose because of the conditions not to be blindfolded in case we had to jump and run.
Mhm.
The attic's being rebuilt, and there were squirrels in the attic as well as some other animals and bugs. And so we just kept our eyes closed through the whole thing and headphones on, noise canceling headphones.
Mhm.
I don't, when there's animals and bugs, I don't like to be blindfolded because if I have to jump and run, that's too much
Yeah.
to take off and run.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
never run because of
Definitely.
the spirits. I run because of
A
rats and
possum jumps in
possums
your
and
lap.
raccoons and things like that. I've had
Yes.
rats throw balls at me before. Yeah, no, it's not fun. So
Oh no, that sounds
Yeah.
horrible.
I know it
And
was. It was. But that's one of the devices I use, and it was
Oh,
just fun. So I put it up there. It was what
yeah,
I did this last weekend, and I'm going back to another place this upcoming weekend to do it again.
wow. Okay, yeah, so do this thing again.
Mhm.
how many people come to something like that?
This particular one this was a small event. It had 11 people plus the hosts. Usually 25 to 75, depending on the size, like MSP, Missouri State Penitentiary, the bloodiest 47 acres in the United States. We'll have
Oh wow.
75 to 100 people
Wow.
divided up in teams, but there's like 4 buildings. So when you think about that and everybody's trading buildings and trading,
Yeah.
it's not
And
so bad.
does everyone have a device or are some people just watching the people with devices or how does that work?
It just kind of depends on your team. We had some newbies on this one, so they didn't have equipment. We
Mhm.
had one lady brave enough to come by herself, which was just amazing to me. And she hung with the people that were running the event, and then they piggybacked with us. And so by the time we did this exchange, we had one, two, three, four, 5 extra people that were either asking questions or just watching.
Mhm.
And then my husband did part of the camera equipment, and then Bella and I did the channeling and the Estes method. But yeah, it's a lot of times there's just 1 or 2 of us. We all carry equipment. I mean, most of us we've got our whole backpack and our trunks loaded full of equipment. And
Yeah, definitely. Oh, that is so
And the
cool.
people that come to this, I know that you're a medium, so you see things and you're sensitive without electronic equipment.
yes, the
So,
electronics is just proof for those people who
right,
can't see and can't. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So most of the people that come to this thing, you would say, are not like mediums,
I
are
would
not
say
mediums.
that most of the public are not mediums.
Okay.
You have your paranormal researchers, you have your naysayers, which is great. I love it when people come and they're like, well, we're going to prove that this doesn't really exist. And then
And
something
they get
happens and
surprised.
they're like, whoa, I can't explain that. That is too cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have those people too. A lot of people are just trying to find out and communicate. And a lot of these people develop their own devices as well, which is super, super cool. So
Oh,
you've got the science area, you have the spiritual area, and we can all try to connect with some happy medium.
yeah. Oh, I love that.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I am so excited to jump into the rest of our discussion. This is already so cool.
And quickly, this is just my grandson, and we go out and we
Aw,
do things all the time. And yeah,
yeah,
He's
he's a
a
cutie.
cutie.
he is a cutie. He's 12.
Yeah. Does he know how cool his grandma is yet?
Um, this last weekend, he didn't think I was so cool.
Oh,
Got
no.
got in a little trouble, but
Life got
kids,
in the way.
yeah, kids, life got in the way. But yeah, we do a lot of fun things. We go out to eat a lot of fun places and have a lot of fun experiences. And
Oh,
so,
I love that.
yep,
Yay.
yep, yep, yep. Can't wait for
Love
him to be able
family.
to come on board.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that would be so cool. Okay, I think we got through everything. Oh, yay. This was fun. Thank you for sharing, both of you. That was a lot of fun. Okay, so Julie,
Yes.
will you just tell us how you got started with this? And I know it's going to be, I mean, I know it's like probably a really long journey, but like what were your first experiences? And then what was your kind of jump into, hey,
Mm.
this is going to be my thing, you know?
So the very short Reader's Digest version. When I was in grade school, I had a fascination with ghosts and a cult. I didn't know it was a cult, but I had a fascination with it, and got in trouble during quiet time in class because we were supposed to have heads down, and I was trying to table tilt and lift a table off the ground. And some of my seatmates were trying to help me, and so my parents got called, and that was a whole thing. Um, my first experience. Then, later on in life, I got into magic and got into craft. I do consider myself a witch. I got in deep and dark, and that didn't go quite as planned and go quite so well. So with that being said, I had to get out of that. 10 to life, 10 to kids, jump forward, bad marriage, divorce, ex-husband died. We won't link any of that together. Moving forward, um, met my husband, and we started doing paranormal investigations because that was the big thing on TV, and it looked like fun.
Yeah.
So we started out with minimal equipment and had no idea what we were doing, and jumped in head first, feet first, and learned the hard way. The FAFO. We did that. And so then we had to
Do you
go
know
back.
what FAFO is, Casey?
No,
It's fuck
I had
around,
to look
find
up
out.
your other.
Yeah, I didn't know if I could say that on the
No,
podcast.
that
So
yeah.
fuck
No,
around and
yeah,
find out.
Casey's used to my F-bombs.
So that, and it was exactly that. And so then we had to backtrack and learn skills and learn what to do and what not to do. Um, and I was working full time during all this, and kids, grandkids, life. And then COVID hit in 2021 for me as a nurse. I'm working in a level 5 penitentiary. It took me out full force with bilateral pneumonia and a double blood clot to my lung. And when that happened, I was out almost 2 months, deathly ill for a month and a half, and went on disability after that. Have troubles breathing. I have troubles in a lot of the places we go. We have to mask sometimes because of the filth and the debris and the breathing stuff. But was not able to function as a nurse anymore. Couldn't work. I lose my breath when I bend over. I can't do CPR. There's things I cannot do anymore, and I'm on a lot of meds for respiratory. That being said, having a near-death experience, because and I did all this at home, so when I threw my blood clot for a just split second, I was out. And my spirits came to me, and it's a strange story, blew tobacco smoke in my face, and I'm thinking, this is the stupidest thing I rationalized, this is the stupidest thing I've ever had happen. You expect me to breathe in smoke, and I'm dying of pneumonia, and I just threw a blood clot.
Yeah.
And my spirit grabbed me by the chin and said, you breathe it in. Quit questioning everything. Breathe it in, and I will keep you alive. And then I realized I wasn't alive. So I
Mm,
breathed it in, because now I'm dead. It doesn't matter. Breathed it in, and he said, I got you. And he had me. And when I woke up and did not go to the hospital, did call my doctor. And I'm stubborn. I was going to die in the hospital. I was going to die anyway. I wanted to be at home.
Yeah.
And when they MRI'd and CT scanned my lungs, they said that my clots had spider webbed for some weird reason to my lung, and they couldn't figure out why I wasn't dead.
Yeah, no
Wow.
kidding.
So
Wow.
from that moment on,
That
I
is
was
so
told this is
painful.
what you're going to do. You're going to do spirit work, and so that's what I do. I just hang out and I play and I
Yeah.
do spirit work and do Reiki and
Hmm.
read bones. I don't read tarot. I read bones, and that's what I do.
Yeah.
And
Oh my
she's really
goodness.
good. She read mine and she's really good. Really
Oh,
good.
Thank you.
oh, this is, yeah,
And I
this is
know,
so
I
cool.
mean, I can
Yeah.
tell.
Yep, Casey knows. Oh, and so was that the start of I don't know the term for it, but like the mediumship or being a
Yeah, it
medium
really
or
was. I mean, I read bones before I had done some psychic fairs. I was in tune. I was in touch, not
Mhm.
to the depth that I'm in tune and in touch now.
Yeah.
It was a gift or a doorway, whatever people want to call it, opened up at that point in time. It fully
Mhm.
opened a door that, once that door's
Right.
open, you can't close it. And it opened up very, very many different realms, not just, every realm kind of opened up at one time.
Yeah.
So then
Oh
I had to
wow.
figure that out too.
Yeah. Oh
It's been
yeah. And
a
that's
lot
also
to
a different
learn in
thing.
a quick time period.
Yeah, I'd say what, 4 years or four,
Yeah,
3 years of
4
like
years, almost 4 years.
hard,
Yeah.
yeah, hard fast lessons for you.
And I learned the hard way. I don't learn through a book. I mean, I learned by oh shit. What did I do
Yeah.
now? How do
I
I
know.
get that off of me? What did I do?
Oh, I'm somewhat similar as far as I have to do it to learn it. So it is learning the hard way in that sense of
Yeah,
I can't, you
best
can't tell
lessons.
me and I can't read it. I have to do it and try it. And then when it doesn't work, I'll be like, okay, at least now I know why it doesn't work. So I can do it this way. And yeah, whatever.
Yep, yep. And
So
try not to repeat the mistakes twice. Try not to, because if you do, man, that third time is really hard.
yes, yes, definitely. Oh, this is so cool. I have never met anyone who has had an event in their life and then having, like seeing realms and spirits and all of that start. I mean, that is fascinating to me. It's like a different part of your body or brain or something is opened up or triggered or
hmm
um
I
yeah,
think I
that is so
remembered
cool.
something really. I mean, if you get into past lives, I think it was more like I don't think anything new was created. I think I remembered things from the past. I think it's
The
past
veil was
lives and
lifted.
past experiences and past memories flooded in. And it's like, because the deja vu when I go places now is incredible. It's like, oh, wait a minute. Or I'll be working with somebody or cleaning somebody, and all of a sudden something will come to me like, I was talking to a friend who's in the hospital with a spider bite and pneumonia and some really bad stuff happening to her right now. And for some reason, I said, is your husband coming tonight to see you? Because he needs to bring a book of matches and he needs to light a match at your feet and your head. And she was just like, what the fuck? And I'm
Like why would
like, I don't know, dude. I have no clue. I'm just telling you what just hit me in the head. Like, this is
you-
gonna, like, you need to light this match. It's sulfur. It has to do with the sulfur. I don't know. Just do it.
yeah, yeah, just do it.
Just do it. Like,
Sulfur.
I don't question anymore. I just do things. I'll be working on a person and all of a sudden I'll get out this bell or this drum and I'll start doing some weird stuff. And it's like, I'll tell him, I know this is weird. I have no idea why I'm doing it. This is just what it says to do. So I'm doing it. Like the voices in my
Yeah.
head are saying, do it. I don't
Yep.
question.
Yeah. I think that's for me, that was one of the hardest parts about learning a lot of this is to just go with it and to not question it. And then also for me, if somebody questioned me, I felt like I had to have an explanation ready. And I never had one, right?
Nope.
Sometimes I didn't know it would be 3 years later, and I'd be like, and then the answer was why. And I'm like, oh, that's why I did that 3 years ago and made myself look
Yep.
weird in front of everybody.
Yep.
That's why.
Yep.
But
I
yeah,
quit questioning.
yeah.
I
And that
walk up
was
to
the
people I
hardest thing
don't
for me.
know and I'll give them messages and it's like, you're going to think I am crazy. So I'm going to keep my distance a little bit from you so you don't think I'm accosting you. But I want to tell you that this is just what I heard. I'm going to walk off and you don't need to say shit because you're going to think I'm crazy and you can, whatever. I'm just going to give you the message and leave. And they're like, oh, honey. And I'm like, oh, that went over good. Nobody arrested me. It's all good. Because you just never know.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think I guess I applaud you in doing that. I think even if I don't know, I'm more selfish where even if I feel like I have something to say, I just kind of keep it to myself because I don't know, I don't always want whatever comes next or the reaction or whatever from that person. So I think you're very brave, much more courageous
Yeah.
than me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't do that to strangers or people I don't know. I made the rule with the universe that it only had to do with my family or me or something, directly, or close friends or something, um, because I was inundated constantly everywhere I
Mm,
went. It was just unbelievable. It was terrible going into the grocery store.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
and
imagine.
they were very accommodating, and they made sure that, but so if I do get something,
It's
you know,
big.
it's big. Yes, it's
Yeah.
big. And Al always is, he's just like, okay, no questions asked. It's just, okay.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. And I'm not as open as you guys are, so I can't even imagine going into a public setting like that and just kind of being hit from I cannot even imagine. Just being
Yeah.
hit at home with just my stuff and my family is
Yeah.
enough for me. So yeah, I think I I don't know. I look up to it. Like I sometimes I wish I was more open like that. And then other times I think, I don't know if I if I have the courage to have that.
It's just learning to filter what's important and what isn't important. And I filter based on humanity or human terms. So like I may have missed something really important that I needed to say, but I do what I can and leave the rest behind and I let it go. You have to let it go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Oh, I love this. Okay, so you have your YouTube channel,
Hmm.
and then you and Casie met at a show. Is that correct? Like a metaphysical show?
Yes.
Or did I make
Yeah.
that up?
Two of them, I
Two.
think.
Okay.
Was the first one
Okay.
Conway? I
Yes,
can't remember.
Conway in the spring, and then Hot Springs, in, just a little while ago. Hot
Yeah.
Okay.
Springs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you have booths there, Julie, or are you attending? Like,
No, I
I'm just
have
thinking
boots.
for, okay, yeah, for anyone listening. And
Right.
then can people approach you in your area to be like, hey, do you want to check out the spa? Or can I, because I know people can
Oh
book with you.
yeah.
So yeah, how
Yeah,
does all
yeah,
that work?
yeah. I'm totally open. We set out a booth. I vend a little bit. I do readings. I have an NIR light, which is the near infrared and red light, medical grade light that I work with people with. And I use it along with the metaphysical, as well as healing. So yeah, and then, people can always text me. Like people text
Mhm.
me out of the blue. I had a lady show up not quite a month ago at my door. That was
Oh,
unusual. I've never had anybody because my stuff's brick and mortar. Like I don't have a brick and mortar. My brick and mortar is my house.
yeah,
And so like people have my address. It's just out there. I've never had, luckily too many weird things happen.
yeah.
This lady just showed up and somebody had referred her and, she had something on her and she's just like, somebody told me to come see you. So here I am. Okay.
Wow. Yeah. You're like,
Let's set an appointment and deal with this. And we did, and
yeah.
it all worked out. But that's kind of how things go in yeah. I have
Oh,
a
wow.
physician that I work with, and he sends clients for I work with CBD salves and lotions as well. And so he sends people, and then if he thinks someone's maybe got attachments or something that he cannot medically or psychiatrically figure out, he will send them to me to deal with as well.
Wow.
So
That, yeah, he sounds like he's very open. That is
is
rare.
very, very open to metaphysical and other kinds of
Mhm.
healing and alternative things. So, yeah.
Wow.
And
We
Um,
you
figured
are
out
a
together.
nurse. I mean,
yeah,
so they're in
I
good
am a
hands
nurse,
with
yes.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, I am a nurse.
And
yeah.
you used to
Oh,
teach it too.
I did. I taught nursing school for 10 years.
Hmm.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's
She's
cool.
really smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
Yes,
and
she
that's
is.
so neat to get like
But
that.
sometimes it comes
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah. That like medical
Sometimes.
scientific side and the
Yes.
spiritual
Yes.
side, like
Yes. Yeah. And
that
I'm
is, yeah.
open, I've come to such realization now that, so many things we treat psychiatrically that may be some kind of metaphysical actual gift or contact that we should not medicate people down for at all. We should not be
Yep.
doing half the stuff we do. And I'm not going against doctors on this. They're scientifically trained, they're medical based trained, but sometimes we do more damage, I think, in the medical field than we should. And I think integrating those different things that are part of us, that are doorways that are more open than other people have, if we can bring people into understanding themselves and where that comes from, we can heal them
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes
I,
they just need to be brought back into their body. They've been out
Mm-hmm.
and maybe they've been out since a traumatic event happened and they haven't
Yes.
pulled back in yet and like they need to be zipped back in.
Right, right. It's just a lot of these things are extensions of ourselves. And, um, you know, shit, I think of the things that I see and now and the things that I treated people for in mental health, and there's not much difference. Like
That's right.
I can tell you some really weird stories of things I've seen or I've pulled out of people or that have been in institutions and asylums and things that I've had attack me, and they would put me on some kind of antipsychotic very quickly.
yep.
you
Oh,
know, and
for
I'm
sure.
not crazy at all. I communicated with that thing and we had a discussion and we both left peacefully, well, semi-peacefully, but we both
Mhm.
left peacefully and there you go. So why give me a pill for that or why,
Right.
that's
Mhm.
ridiculous.
Right. Yeah.
There'll
Yep.
probably
I
come a
completely agree.
day that people that can see things and know things will be valued. There was a time that we were valued, but
Yes.
not so much anymore.
No,
Mm-mm.
no. There was
Yeah.
not a king or queen or
That's right.
ruler that did not have a sayer that worked with them.
Mhm.
That's right.
I
My
still
grandma
think they
was the
do.
one,
I
and
think they all still
Mhm.
do, honestly.
Yeah, yeah.
my grandma was the one in the castle in their little village
Mhm.
area. She was the one in the castle. She was the baker in the castle, but she was the one, and her sister was the one. And they would come to her if they needed anything, they
Hmm.
wanted to know anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's so
for
cool.
sure.
I love it. Yeah. But one of the reasons why I had written my book was the, I guess, Western, therapies and things like that didn't work for me. And it was more of the witchier things that was working to help me, get through hard times and reset my mental health and cut
Hmm.
family members out and do all those things. But I was shocked when I realized like all these things that are actually to me was much easier to even do. Like, these rituals that I can do at home. And then, I might not be like 100% done with it, but I'm 90 or 80, or close enough.
Hmm.
And then I have my friends who are trying to do everything the traditional way and the right way. And they're not even close. And it breaks my heart for people that don't know that there's so many more solutions for us for many different things.
Oh, sure.
That we
Sure.
yeah that we just don't even have it. And yeah, that's one reason why I like our podcast is we get to talk to people like you who can share your experience, and that's gonna hopefully someone will hear it and it just trigger just one little thing if it can be triggered, or just one little thing to start self-acceptance if you are like that. So like part of my thing too is like my last marriage, my husband wanted me to basically like seek a mental institution or counselor or whatever because I could
Right.
see the ghosts in our house and I could see all the things. And so for him, he thought, oh, she's crazy. What am I going to do with this woman? I'm stuck with her. She's 9 months pregnant. Like, what do I do? And so, and it took, he still doesn't believe it. I mean, it took a lot. Like, we had things throwing stuff at the house at him that he couldn't even see. And he would just say, like, nope, not going to talk about it. Like, he still denies it. But yeah,
He doesn't
anyway.
understand it. That's why.
Yes. Yeah. Yep, exactly. And so my husband now he does understand it. It still freaks him out. If we hear a strange sound in the middle of the night, I'll be like what if it's somebody breaking the house? You go look. And he'll be like, what if it's a ghost? You go look.
Well, see,
That's
we
Or
your
I
have
would
haunted
department.
things in our house. So I bring in haunted items. So I have a whole corner of, I've
Yeah.
got
yeah,
3 dolls. One of them's possessed. It stays under iron all the time unless I bring her out for the podcast. And when I do, she
yeah,
plays very harshly with the other dolls. She's not a very sweet doll. I love her to
yeah,
pieces. She's like, I have so much fun with her, but I have to be very careful with her because she's so strong. Her personality takes that she's very adept at taking over things. So she stays under
yeah,
iron all the time. But
yes,
I have relics. I have all kinds of things that are old and have their own personalities and have their haunts. And so sometimes they commune and we'll lay in bed at night and it'll be like, babe, did you hear that girl? Yeah, she just said something about getting some tea or the party's gonna start. And it's like, damn, I should have left up the cameras last night. We could have heard what was going on between them because there's
yeah,
a whole nother world that happens in our house.
mhm,
And Kenny
yeah,
plays a part of that too, which is fun because I'll get my dolls out to play and I'll put an ITC device there and one of the like Kenny will walk by and ITC devices have word banks. They don't have sounds. They're not supposed to have sounds, but it'll meow and purr. The dolls will meow at the cat and the cat will meow back because the cat's playing with these things all night.
yeah,
Like they're
yeah,
having a party while we're sleeping.
yeah.
And so
Oh
things
my
go
gosh.
on in
So
our
they're
house.
not, yeah, they're like, we're nocturnal too.
Yeah, so I don't know what goes on in my back room with my animals and my dolls and but they
Yeah.
all know
Yeah.
each other
So
very
what
well.
do you ever go to like thrift stores or antique stores or anything like that and just kind of see, like just kind of feel around, or
I do, and
is
I
that
do,
just a weird thing I do? Okay.
no, I do. And I inherited all my stuff or purchased it because I felt the need to have an energy exchange to bring them home from other people. My stuff has been like I have oddities, like really weird death macabre type oddities that I've bought from people who collect that kind of thing. And they'll end up with something and they'll say, this is too dark for my collection. It doesn't fit in well. My fiance wants it gone.
Yeah.
Um, Shade, Casie, Shade Nelson. He sets up in Arkansas. He's got the oddities booth.
Oh, I haven't seen him.
Okay. He was at Conway and I think he was at maybe no, maybe he wasn't. Yeah, he was at
No.
Hot Springs. He had a booth that he has a lot of circus. He collects circus stuff and other death macabre stuff. I've gotten a lot of my stuff from him. I'm really picky about that kind of stuff. When I walk through those antique places, it's really disturbing to me because everything wants to talk and everything wants to
Mhm.
call out.
Yeah.
And so I'll walk down the middles of the aisles and I very rarely touch anything unless it jumps out and says, like, this is something that has to come home.
Yeah.
I'm weird.
Yeah.
I like to
Oh,
No,
go
yeah,
that's
we
there,
know
great.
what you mean.
but I don't like all of that. Like a lot of times I'll wear a ball cap or wrap my head or do something because it's too much energy. Everything at once wants to
Yeah.
tell its story and wants to talk and it wants to
Mhm.
touch. And it's like, nope,
Yeah.
not touching. You're not touching me. You're not talking to me. Nope, nope, nope.
No, not today.
Not today. Not
Yeah.
today.
And yeah. And see, I don't hear all the things. To me, it's just like a tornado of energy in my body, and that's it. But then there will be one or two things where it is like pick me up right now.
Yeah.
Like make sure I go home with you kind of a thing. I don't always know why, or sometimes I'll pick them up and then I can like picture the family or whoever had it or whatever, but that's pretty much it. But it's still enough for me to not be able to put it down. I'm like, I have to take you
And
home.
then you take it home. Yeah. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I get that though. I do.
Yeah. I have, yeah, all the weird stuff. I've been trying to reduce it to just things that I could make into yard art and keep it outside. So then, because usually it's like my kids will come home and things are going crazy and they'll be like, what did you buy? Like, whatever it is, get it out of the house. And so, yeah, so I try to be a little bit more careful about what everyone else is feeling besides me. Still fun.
Yeah, they can stir up things really quick. Like I brought a doll that someone in Arkansas, they had a booth and they've been our friends for a really long time and they brought a doll that had been in one of their garages for 15 years. Sad
Oh, wow.
story about the doll anyway. Doll wanted to come home with her a long time ago and she brought the doll home and then couldn't get in. She almost had accidents, bad accidents on the way home, and decided that maybe that didn't need to come in her house. And so she left it in the plastic bag tied up for 15 years in her garage. So the poor doll wanted to be part of a family, and then got really pissed. And so we put the doll on our booth in Hot Springs, and the doll talked nonstop. It was not a very nice talk. She drew people over, people handled her, people talked to
Yeah.
her. But with an ITC device there, it was a constant fuck you. I'm mad. Like, well, of course, you just came out of a plastic bag after 15 years. You're going to be pissed at the world, right? I understand.
Yeah.
So she sits
Oh my
on our
God.
couch now, on top of the couch where the cat sleeps with my other more friendly doll. And every once in a while, she'll shove the other doll off, or the cat will shove her off, which tells me that she's probably said something rude or done something.
Yeah.
But she sits and watches TV, and she doesn't cause too many problems. She's not dark enough that she goes in the dark corner with the other stuff. We've just left her out and let her be part of the family. And I don't know
Yeah.
whether, well, she has no name. She refuses to tell us her name. She laughs when we ask her what her name is. Um, we don't know if it's a her or a him. Like, we don't know what's
Yeah.
in of it or both. She just doesn't, she'll talk. Like, I can put an ITC device there and she'll talk your head off, but not about
Yeah.
anything that you want to know. She's very,
Yeah.
like,
She's
you're not
probably
going to
afraid
find
you'll
her.
get rid of her.
She is. I think she's done some stuff. Like, I think she's caused some problems or whatever in her is very conflicted. And I don't think
Mm.
she's warmed up enough yet, even since February, March, that we can let her out
Hmm.
to really play, although she behaved at the table and she brought in lots of money. She didn't distract the people at the table from buying. People wanted to
Yeah.
talk to her. She was enticing. So she's got that ability to manipulate.
Yeah.
Which,
She just needs
uh,
that like autonomy to control
mhm.
how she's
Yeah, the doll
needs to
goes
present or
places with
whatever.
us to shows. I'll put her in the
Yeah.
center of my table and put a device running the whole time. And she likes to talk to people. Like, she'll say all kinds of things. She's pretty cool. She's
Yeah.
got a bad side too, though. I wouldn't bring them home if they were like all happy. Like, I want a little bit of a darkness to them because I know
Yeah.
they've got a good home with me and nobody's going to put them in a closet. And
Oh, yeah. That
you
is
got to be a
nice.
little ornery to live in our house.
Yeah.
Like, she'll
I
drain
love that.
batteries, she'll turn lights on and off, she'll sometimes flip channels. Um, yeah.
Hmm. We had a channel flipper last week. Yeah. I think that's all done though. Nothing's happened since. But yeah, turning on the TV, selecting an app, then selecting a show faster
Mhm.
than the TV should even be coming on. It's like, oh, come on. And my
Or I'll
daughter's
get
just
ready
like,
for podcasts and my internet will go down. And that
yeah.
happened so much until I put more iron on my other doll. I
Hmm.
had to lock her down and even further because every single time I got ready to do a pod or get on, the internet would go down every single
Yeah.
time. And she's in the same room with the internet box. So we had to take care of that situation. It's like, I get it, but we're not doing that anymore. Like, boundaries,
Yep.
boundaries.
Boundaries. Oh my gosh, I love it. Awesome. Okay. Well, yep, we went over like we always do, but I really enjoyed just listening to you talk and listening to your stories. And I thank you so much for coming on our
Thank you
podcast.
for having me. Oh my gosh, this was fun. I feel like I talked too much.
No, oh
No,
my
it's
gosh, no, I
perfect.
loved it so much. Yeah,
Perfect. Thank
I
you.
could go, yeah, like I could chat for another hour. Like
Yeah.
that's how fun this was for me. Remind our listeners real quick, like where they can find you and all that fun stuff.
So I'm on Facebook, Juli Couch, Juli, without the E, Couch. I'm the one with the dreads. I think there's like 100 of Juli Couches, but I'm the one without the dreads. Hit follow. I have a subscription page. Smash that subscribe button. Or if you want to text me, I'm down with my phone number too. It's on all my business cards. It's 573-257-1774. I do not answer phone calls. Don't send pics. Not interested in any of that stuff. But if you have questions and you want to talk metaphysical or paranormal, I'm down with that.
Awesome. I love it. So are you getting dick pics?
I do.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Oh my God. And foreign calls at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., video,
Yeah.
messenger calls.
Oh,
Do it. Don't do it. You will get your ass blocked so
yeah.
fast. And
Yeah.
probably worked too, because I'm just ornery enough that I'll send something back. So
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
don't Don't do that.
These
But
people.
if
Yeah.
you want to have a conversation, I'm the person. And then watch me on Sunday night on the YouTube Supernatural Inc., the
Mhm.
Spiritual Speakeasy, where the bar is always open and all spirits are always served.
Yay. Love it. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you again.
Thank you
And thank you,
guys.
everybody, for
Bye.
listening. And hang on just for a second, Julie. I'm going to hit this.